Hello and welcome to Totallux's first ever live stream webinar. Welcome and please make yourselves comfortable. We're going to be starting in a minute or two. We're just waiting for everybody to get online. Get yourselves a cup of coffee or get yourselves comfortable. How are you guys feeling?
Quite nervous, but yeah, I'm okay.
Ready to go?
Felix is nervous too, but we can do it.
Yeah.
Looking forward.
Yeah.
Looking forward to kick off our first webinar, so
Yeah.
let's go.
Great.
Hi everyone.
Hi.
Okay, well let's start. Brian, why don't you introduce yourself?
Hi, may I welcome you guys to our first webinar show here at Totallux. My name is Brian Koning and I'm one of the technical sales advisors in the marine lighting industry here at Totallux. Next to me on the right, my lovely colleague Michel Liesker. Michel, could you please tell the online viewers some more about yourself?
Okay, thank you very much, Brian. Hi everyone, and welcome. My name is Michel Liesker. I'm one of the team members of Team Marine, and I'm also, like Brian, a technical sales advisor for all our clients and clients to be who are probably watching.
Yes. Fantastic. I'm Nicole, I'm new to Totallux and somehow found myself involved in this webinar today after being here for about 2 weeks. So, but I'm loving it so far. So I think what we're going to do is start with a word from our founder and CEO, Jan-Mark Zumpolle. Over to you, Jan-Mark.
Welcome and thank you for watching our webinar. My name is Jan-Mark Zumpolle, CEO and founder of Totallux. I started Totallux in 2003, specialized in lighting components for the international lighting industry, technical components and decorative components. Over the years we worked with diverse materials, product processes, also the whole transition from halogen to LED we experienced as a really nice thing, and we could explore the market and find new markets and even make new items which are more suitable, especially for the yachting industry. For us it's very important to be on top of the latest technologies. With this knowledge we can inform the client well what's going on, what are the possibilities, also about materials, to see if we can work together to the final result they want to achieve. Very important is the communication and the translation with the client, with the production. Listen well, what is the wishes, what is the end goal, what do we want to achieve, and that we want to implement with our knowledge, with the technical know-how, decorative know-how, and bring it to a good final process. Our advice, our helping hand in this, as a team player in the complete process, is keen when it comes up to lighting. Now, more than 70 years later, this is still the DNA of Totallux. Our very and highly experienced teams are really eager to help, advise, and together we work to a great success. So please enjoy the rest of the webinar. We wish you all the best and of course good health for you and your family. Thank you, and hopefully we can see each other face to face in the future.
Thank you, Jan-Mark. And we are not alone here. We have our agent, Mike Jardine in the south of France, whose brilliant idea it was to do this webinar. Thanks, Mike. And he wants to send a word as well. Over to you, Mike.
Hello everyone, my name is Mike Jardine, and as my colleague Nicole mentioned just now, I am based in the south of France, with my main remit being to look after our Totallux customers and projects in the Mediterranean region. My background, very briefly, I am an ex-yacht captain from way back in the 80s and 90s, back in the days when steam power was all the rage. I joined the Totallux team 1 year ago. Prior to that, I'd worked in the yacht lighting sector for the previous decade. So when the prospect arose last year to join the Totallux marine team, been tasked to improve our service to customers in the Mediterranean region and to help the company grow into new sectors, It was the perfect opportunity for me to bring my experience to the table and to assist with the Totallux plans for expansion. Obviously, this year my ability to meet with customers has been seriously hampered by the COVID-19 pandemic, but I still managed a couple of trips around the Med, and these visits have already brought some great end results, and I'll reveal some more details about that later.
Thank you. Thanks, Mike. Before we get started, I want to say if you have any questions, please do post them in the comment section and we'll get to them at the end of the webinar. But right now, let's get started.
Yes.
So, Michelle, tell me a bit more about Totallux. What sets you apart from your competitors?
Thank you very much, Nicole. Thank you for asking. The main difference is we believe we can do everything with LED lighting, for instance. We have also the way how we communicate with our customers.
Yeah.
We believe in an open and transparent way of communicating to our customers in the combination of the good products we advise to help the clients build their projects.
Right. So you take a very hands-on approach.
Exactly.
And you are very much involved from the beginning, I believe.
Yeah, from the earliest starts, from the first drawing on the paper till far beyond the turnover to the customer, we're still in the project to help the customer if we are needed, of course.
Wow, wow. And Brian, do you want to speak a bit more about the processes of Totallux, how you work?
Yeah, the process of Totallux works like first we inventory a lot of in the beginning of the project, which parties are involved at the project. So to see if we can give support or give some help to the customer and to the party. Then we have a talk about the way of working and
What is possible.
what's possible,
Yeah.
the desires of the customers, and
And you have a catchphrase, I believe, which is?
We like to be challenged.
we like to be challenged, of course. Yeah, we like to be challenged.
Yeah, yeah. And you work, so you work very hands-on with your fitters, with your installers, with your designers. From the beginning, you like to be involved in every step.
Yeah,
Exactly.
we
Yeah.
like to participate in the beginning of the project.
Yeah.
So we are able to give our expertise when the pre-engineering is started of the project and the parties come together, talk about the lighting of the project. So
Yeah.
that's the main goal of us, and
Yeah.
makes a difference. That's why you have to choose them for Totallux, I think.
Yes, yeah.
And we're always nearby,
Yeah.
by the car, by phone, by email, even with a Zoom meeting. Customers can always rely on us if they have a question and how they do it. We are ready for that.
Fantastic. So I believe you're also the preferred suppliers for almost 95% or something like that of the shipyards in the Netherlands?
A lot of shipyards, we are preferred supplier, that's correct.
Wow, wow.
From the north to the south, to
south.
the east, to the west, we all have different and big shipyards. Everyone knows them.
Yeah.
And we like to collaborate them, but also the shipyards we're not involved to. We like to get in touch
Yes,
and what we can do for them.
yes.
Yeah,
Great.
the biggest customer of Totallux is Fedship in the Netherlands.
Well, let's talk a little bit more about that in the next segment of
Okay.
relation location.
Yeah, very good.
So, Brian, you mentioned Fedship.
Yes.
That's a big name in the industry, I believe. So, tell me a bit more about your relationship with Fedship.
Fedship is the Fries Makkum in the north of the Netherlands, and also the Fries Aalsmeer is centered in the Netherlands. And you got Roy Valent Kaag and Roy Valent Amsterdam. That's
Mhm.
also be part of the Fedship family member.
Exactly.
And when did you start working with Fedship?
Oh, when Jan-Mark started Totallux in 2003, I believe it was the first customer,
Wow.
and still is till today, which using the Totallux products.
That's fantastic. I believe they sent in a testimonial. They were
Wow.
kind enough to say that
Oh, cool.
how the relationship has been from their side. So let's maybe have a look at that while we continue talking.
Nice.
So besides Fedship, I'm sure there are many other shipyards you work with. And do you work only in the Netherlands, or are you collaborating abroad?
We work like worldwide.
Wow.
We're stationed in the Netherlands. Of course, we have Dutch customers, but also you can find us in Germany, south of France, America, Asia. But the next step we are taking is to support our customers in the south of France.
Okay. And mentioning the south of France, of course, we know Mike is based there. So, for instance, a scenario where I am floating on my yacht in the middle of the Mediterranean, and all of a sudden a strip of LED goes off and stops working. Do you have an after-sales service? How does that work with Totallux?
It depends on the project. We do small projects, but we also do very large projects. But always we tell the installer to buy extra spare parts in the particular batch. So it's always one production batch that will stay behind at their factory. So when if there is a problem, the installer contacts us. They tell us which part needs to be reproduced.
Mm-hmm.
We take that stock from the warehouse. We make it as the first original part, and then it comes to here, and then
Okay.
eventually to the customer.
Fantastic.
Yeah, with the result to increase the production time because the spare parts are already there,
Made, yeah.
Yeah,
already at
exactly.
the factory, so
Yeah.
we can
Because I
deliver
know-
very fast a new part for the
Fantastic.
failure.
Fantastic, because everything is very customized on these boats, so you would need to have something specific for that vessel. I mean,
Exactly.
yeah,
It's all most of the times it's a standard product.
Yeah.
But our main advantage is that we can customize it to the wishes of the client.
wonderful. And you mentioned Mike in the south of France. I believe Mike would like to speak a little bit more about his work in the Mediterranean. Over to you, Mike.
Thank you, team. This year has seen a very promising start for me personally, and also the rest of the Totallux Marine team in the new Mediterranean region, despite all of the difficulties. As we move into 2021, with hopefully the lifting of travel restrictions, it will certainly be my intention to get to see as many customers in the region as possible. And if any of you are listening in on the Med right now, do drop me a line and I can send you more information or hopefully arrange to get to meet with you early next year. Despite the various lockdowns and travel restrictions this year, I still managed to get to see quite a few new customers to Totallux in south of France and also in Palma and Barcelona. The reaction and feedback I received was overwhelmingly positive. It was almost a case of, where have you been? It was very clear to me, by the way, I've been received that a reliable and reputable supply of high quality marine LED lighting such as Totallux was very much sought after. And on the back of these visits, I have made some excellent relationships. Already during the course of this year, we have supplied a number of refit projects here in the Med region. In Barcelona, our main agents there are currently in the process of supplying our lights to one of the world's largest yachts, as well as several other refit projects. In Palma, we have supplied one particular super yacht electrical installer on the island for 3 different projects already this year. And in La Ciotat in France, we've also supplied several refit projects in that shipyard. On top of that, I've received numerous requests from yacht captains, and as a result, we've supplied our Totallux lights directly to several yachts this year. Looking to the future, it is clear that Totallux are very well known and successful in the home market of Holland. But there is a massive potential for Totallux to move into other areas not yet properly explored, such as Germany, Italy, and USA. We've already received a great deal of interest from those places, so along with my Totallux colleagues, we intend to visit several shipyards and installers and designers in those places during the course of next year. And we really look forward to working with all of you. That's it from me for now, so back to Nicole at our head office.
Thanks, Mike. He certainly is no stranger to the marine industry. Plenty of years of experience there. I think that brings us to our next section, which is recent projects.
Very good.
Right. Michelle, let me start with you. So, I know of one recent project, the Lady S vessel, which won an award, and there's a bit of a story there where Totallux saved the day.
Yeah.
Please tell me about that.
Yeah. Thank you, Nicole. It was not a standard project. What you normally do is you have the project from A to Z, but we came in the project at the end of the project. What happened? The installer called Totallux, and there was a problem on board. Because we are so central in the Netherlands, we could easily drive to the shipyard, let's say half an hour, went on board with the installer. The installer showed us what the problem was. We took a good note of it and went back to the warehouse. And in the warehouse, we looked in our stock, and we had the similar item in stock, which could save the installation and the handover for the owner. So we all packed it in a car, went back to the shipyard, and even on the same day, the installer started with very many people to remove the old flex line and replace it with the Totallux flex line.
That's amazing. And it launched on time
Eventually it does.
and
It
went
did.
on to win an award.
Even so.
Yeah.
So it's even a more beautiful project.
Yeah,
We
fantastic.
save the day. So we
Save the day, yeah.
yeah. Also for problems, they can
Yeah.
customers can call us, of course.
So you do refits as well as customization and fitting from the beginning. You can do all things really. it
Yeah,
sounds.
we do a new build and refit as well. So
Yeah.
you can call Totallux for those
for those
two
jobs as
topics.
well.
Yeah.
Yeah. And any further projects that stand out to you that are your favorites that you'd like to mention?
My personally favorite is the largest vessel still existing. It's a 180 meter vessel from Germany called Azam. Yeah, it was really a pleasure to be on board, speaking with the captain, the electrical technical officers, yeah, together with the installer, because that's the way we work. We do it not alone. We need an installer who inventorizing
Yes.
all the items on board, and together we make a plan to the boat, to the refit shipyard, and that's the way how we do a project. And at the end, the captain believed in our product because he heard very good stories around the world about the Totallux flex line.
Wow.
So he said, let's give it a go, and that's why it's one of my favorites.
Wow.
Really bizarre.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
cool. A couple of years ago, I worked at my former employer. I was a part of a team of electrical engineers at the shipyard in Monnikendam, Hakvoort. And over there, we delivered a custom yacht, the build number 248. The Just Jace was his name. And over there, the whole project was full packed with Totallux products. Yeah, the flex line. So that was my first.
Your first
Encounter.
exposure to Totallux.
Exactly.
And now here you are working for Totallux.
And now here I am. Yeah.
You must have been impressed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fantastic. Well, I think that brings us on to our next section, new products. I see some beautiful flex lines and a sample case and some shiny bright things over there I would love you guys to tell us some more about.
Okay,
So
let's go.
Let's do that in our new section.
So, due to COVID-19 period, Totallux developed a sample case for our customers. This sample case contains the commonly popular products or most products. We do have here the TLX8. That is our smallest type of the flex line with a dimension of 10 by 10, and yeah, it's very tiny and very nice. The TLX8 is available in 2 different bending radius. I'm going to show you. I have to say the TLX8 is only available in a single color, so 2700 Kelvin or 3000 or 4000, whatever you like. So when it is on, I will show you the difference between the horizontally bending as the vertical bending. This one is the horizontal bending one, and you can see what you can do with the product. And over here you see the vertical one, and you can bend it like this. You saw the connection in the end cap. This is a factory fitted one. It's an IP67, and we do also have a do-it-yourself connector. This IP20. This one you can use for exterior areas outside, and this for interior. Here a couple of mounting profiles. We do have aluminium, PVC, plastic, but also a new development of Totallux, the aluminium bending one, so you can easily bend this kind of profile in the bending required. Here in the lowest part of the sample case, Totallux developed a dual color Totallux 15. It's a 2700 Kelvin flex line, but also with the color red. And the color red, Totallux developed this one for the wheelhouse. We got a request of the project to make it in one single flex line, and this is easy for the eyes when you are sailing during night. The next one, the Totallux 15 RGBW, is also available. The Totallux 15 and also the Totallux 22 in the RGBW. You see the white channel 2700 Kelvin, and this one has a white channel inside the 3000 Kelvin. But the RGB, you can choose every color you like. Maybe you can see it. Also, we do have a dim to warm and a tunable white version. The tunable white starting at the basic color temp of 2200 Kelvin, and the maximum of the coolest white one is a 5700 Kelvin, and you can choose from warm white to a very cool white color temp. This was our sample case. Thank you for watching.
Fantastic. And Brian, that sample case you will use when customers are, for instance, designer wants to show the owner of the ship or the customer what you can offer, what they can do. You provide these sample cases for these people?
Exactly.
Yeah.
The designers? Okay.
Not only the designers, but also the installers, the electrical engineers, the whole industry who's working with light
Wow.
on a boat.
Yeah.
We supply these sample cases.
Fantastic. It's so visual. It's so lovely to be able to see, oh, I can see how it dims.
Yeah.
I mean, it must really make their imagination come alive. I mean, being a creative person as a designer, if I saw that, I'd get so many new ideas of what I could make possible on a beautiful yacht.
Exactly, and
Yeah.
that's just the start.
Really?
To show you even an improvement on the sample case.
Yeah.
We have here a TLX 8
Mm-hmm.
standard version, has a cutting unit like say 83 millimeters.
Mm-hmm.
What we did in the few months, we're not allowed to visit our customers, we developed a short cutting range.
Wow.
So it means we are able to get a smaller cutting size, so you can work more closely
Wow.
in the project. That means no shades, less waste, more flexibility.
Wow.
So the designers can make
Really
their
go to town.
exactly.
So what size can you cut it to now? Because it was 83. What size can it be cut to
It's
now?
now like 14 millimeters.
14.
14,
Wow.
yeah, 40 millimeter, yeah.
That
For the
really
t-
does reduce waste, and I'm
Exactly.
imagining you can get right into corners and things
Exactly.
like that. Fantastic.
So not only on the TLX 8,
Yeah.
the TLX 10, 15 and 22 are all short cutting available at the moment.
Wow, and this is a Totallux
Yeah.
development.
It's our own
Private
development. We developed a new internal LED strip,
Wow.
which made it possible to do one LED cut or maybe two LED cuts. So you can find all that information on our website.
That's amazing.
It's really
Yeah.
amazing.
Wow. Something you can be very proud of. Nowhere else in the world do they do that.
No.
Wow. Okay, I know that you guys are champions in customization. You know, you like you say, you like to be challenged. Do you want to speak any more about customization? Have you got examples of when I know you were mentioning spotlights. Do you customize for only the larger vessels? Can you customize for smaller batches?
We can do definitely.
Okay.
Yeah.
We customize a lot, also for bigger projects, but also the small projects.
Yeah. We also have some items we like to show you.
Yes.
We have there on the booth some new items. We like to show, for instance, the great panel at the bottom. It's an RGBW panel, specific made for one customer. We built 10 of these with different sizes, so we can customize it like any other way the customer wants.
Wow.
The small spotlight, everyone knows a normal spotlight, is like an aluminum version. But what we can do, we can customize it like a stainless steel version, so it can be customized, used in a wheelhouse where there's a magnetic compass.
Okay.
So, and also we have there, it's called Eclipse. That's our teak deck lighting.
Okay.
It's fully customized.
Customizable.
Yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
Not only in the single color, but also in RGB. So what does it
Beautiful.
mean? When there's a problem on board, the installer can say to the system, okay, we have to lock down this item of the boat. So they turn the color white into a red or green zone.
Fantastic. So that's on the decking.
What's on the decking?
Okay.
Like in the
Like
passerelle.
Yes.
like an escape plan.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Oh, fantastic. Wow. And the one on the top there, the box with the Aldo LED, did you
Yeah,
mention that
yeah,
earlier?
it's one of our new brands
Okay.
we like to introduce for next year.
Yes.
We don't only supply the flex lines, but we also do the LED power supplies, but also the LED controllers.
Okay.
Yeah, we
Suitable.
try to offer a total package for our customers.
Exactly.
Fantastic. So if your current manufacturer doesn't make something that your customer wants, you are going to find one that does, is basically what you're
Yeah.
saying.
Yeah.
We
Fantastic.
will search the world for the right project, the right product for that kind of project.
Wonderful. Right. So we understand that you are incredibly customizable and
Never
that
do,
you're
yes.
willing to go to whatever lengths it takes to make sure that everybody's happy.
Exactly.
I also know that you offer training. You don't just drop your products off and leave the building. You
No.
are hands-on with your installers, and I believe you have run training programs. You do run training programs. Let's talk more about that in the next segment of training. Right. Michelle, would you like to start?
Yes, thank
Tell
you.
us about your training.
Of course, now in this period, it's not always allowed to visit the shipyard.
Yeah.
But we use now like Zoom or Microsoft Teams to do a video chat with the customer and the installers. So, but previously we went to an installer for a new project, and I had up like 25 to 30 carpenters who never worked with the Totallux Flex line. So what I trained them is how to use the product, but also how not to use the product. So we are not only advising the shipyard to use the product, but we're also training the installer how they can use the product to keep it practical and working.
Fantastic.
Like example from the sample case, horizontal bending, bending the right way,
Yeah.
vertical bending as well, the same.
Not using a hammer.
Not using a hammer. That's
And it happens. It really happens. Yeah.
Okay.
those things are very important for our products in the lifetime. So
Yeah.
Exactly.
Fantastic. And are there any new developments you'd like to speak about in the future that you know?
We have some new developments coming up. We are working on the TLX 8 in an RGB version, so the
Okay.
10x10 version.
Mhm.
But also we have the dim to warm program. The TLX 15 and the TLX 22 will be available in a dim to warm.
Mhm.
But also we can customize any flex line the customer requested.
Fantastic.
So,
Fantastic.
yeah.
I think it's time for some questions
yes.
from the viewers.
No questions.
No questions? Oh, well, I got some earlier this week, so thankfully, let me get to the questions. Great. So, some were sent in earlier this week. I have 3 questions here for you. First question, is there a difference between rope lights and flex lines? Because I've heard people mix them up. They say rope lights, but they mean flex lines. What is the actual difference between the two?
The rope line is the old-fashioned rope line, like a Christmas tree.
Okay.
But the flex line is a more developed product. It's become more robust, more customizable, but also the lifespan is increased very much.
Okay.
So that's the big difference between a rope light and a flex line.
And do you see I think in the rope lights you see little
The rope
dots.
light, you see the
Yeah,
dots,
yes.
that's correct.
You see the
Okay.
dots,
And the
that's correct.
Totallux flex lines, you don't see the
You
dots.
don't see the dots. Okay, fantastic. Question number 2. I'll pose this to you, Brian.
Okay.
Can we use your products outdoors and underwater?
Yes, it can.
Okay.
Yeah, our flex lines are available injected molded from the factory.
Mhm.
So that means the end cap and the connector, like this one, came already out of the factory molded. So the IP rating is 67,
Mhm.
and we do have also one is 68, and that's the type that can use on the water.
Wow. So
So-
in pools and
Jacuzzis,
jacuzzis
Yeah.
and all sorts.
also in saltwater pools.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Wow.
So it's definitely available. Yeah.
So the answer is yes. And the third and final question, what is the maximum provided length of your flex lines? Is this something you get asked often?
Yeah, really often.
Really?
Because they think they can power up to 100 meters, but that's not possible, of course.
Now.
We can make up to 30 meters of one product with one power cable.
Right.
So
Yeah.
it depends on the flex lines type. So the smaller version is of course shorter, but we have a version up to 30 meters on one single feet.
Fantastic.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a single color one.
Yeah.
That's we
Single
have to
color.
say. Yeah,
The single color.
the
Okay.
single color.
Right. Okay, that makes a difference. Well, I mean, I
We
think.
do have one question coming in.
Oh, we have a question.
We
Oh,
had
cool.
a question of Mike. Can you explain what eclipse is for, please?
Okay, can you explain what an eclipse is for?
Eclipse.
We're not
Yeah.
talking about a sun and moon scenario here.
Now something in particular. It looked like the same.
Okay,
Maybe you could switch it off.
Yeah.
let's have a look.
So when the lights are off, it's completely black, and when the light is turned on, it gives a nice direction
Okay,
of the flow. So that's
that's the eclipse.
that's a new product of us.
Oh, okay.
New
Can you please show it to the camera?
Of course.
It's our newest development of Totallux.
Okay.
A piece of teak for the teak builders.
And we implemented Eclipse, and the teak manufacturer has the corking beneath it, and it's all sanded, so it's available. It's usable outdoor and it can be sanded.
Fantastic.
That's
That's the Eclipse.
it's really a unique product.
Yes, again, another Totallux original.
Yeah.
And Totallux first, leading the way to world domination.
Hope so in the
So-
future.
Well,
I got another question.
another
coming
question. Fantastic.
in. Is there a development upcoming to deal with 90-degree connectors to connect to, for instance, strip lights in a ceiling dome?
90 degrees angle.
Yeah. Do you
So-
want me to repeat the question?
Yes, please.
Is there a development upcoming to deal with 90-degree connectors to connect to, for instance, strip lights in a ceiling dome?
Only for indoor use. We are working on a product which make that possible. That's correct.
Okay.
Very
but,
good question.
but maybe we have to visit or to have a quick chat with
Yeah, we like to get in contact
Yeah.
with the
to
the
see
person
if
who
it
asked
is
this question.
possible.
Yeah,
We
I
can
got
tell
a
them
question
more.
coming in from Vincent, and yeah, he's asking the question. So
Okay.
Okay. Hi Vincent.
Yeah, get in touch with us.
Nice.
Please
Very
leave
good.
your contact details in a mail or
Mhm.
in a quick chat. We
Yeah.
can we can make contact with you to have a see.
Fantastic. Any more questions?
there are no further questions, but if there are, please,
Yes.
please leave them because we would like to answer them.
Absolutely, and leave your contact details so that we can get in contact with you if you have any direct questions. But if anybody who's watching would like to find out more, they can go to the website,
Of
Yeah.
course.
correct?
Yeah.
www.totalluxprintnl.nl.
.nl. Yeah.
And they can email you to find gentlemen, I'm sure, as well,
Yeah, our
have-
contact details are on the website. So
on the contacts page.
yeah, on the contact page, so you can.
Fantastic. Well, that was it, our first webinar. We really do hope that everyone stays safe in these very difficult times, and we wish you a wonderful festive season, and yeah, look after yourselves.
Thank you very
Yeah,
much for
thanks.
hosting us, Nicole.
It's a pleasure.
Thank you
Thank
very
you,
much,
Nicole.
viewers.
Thanks
the
for
next time.
watching.
Thank you,
Thanks for
Michelle.
watching.